getting into some things
yes,
now.
Sir, yes,
we
sir,
heating
yes,
up
sir.
a little bit. We heating up a little bit now.
Right. Let's
we
go,
done got
man.
a little grasp of what's going on, so everybody know where we are.
Yep.
What they probably don't know or don't recognize is the bodies of people that contributed to this work.
Yeah.
Because what you got to think of with a classic album, you rarely gonna see an artist just make a classic album. We talked about Illmatic on, the first episode. Really, one feature, AZ. But the producers was solidified then, and they continue.
Yeah.
So the same thing with this one. Let's get into the vocalists, the artists, producers, even down to the pianists and people that were writing hooks. Let's give them some love and kind of show the people in depth of this album.
Well, just straight off the top, first I want to give a shout out to Cudi, man. Like
Kid Cudi.
He had some bright spots on this project, man. You know what I'm saying? Like
definitely came about.
He's a fan favorite, man. Like he was riding shotgun on a couple of those Ye albums, and like a big part of that sound taking it to the next level. So first I want to shout out Cudi, you know what I'm saying? That the chorus on Gorgeous, not opening the album of course, but the second song on the album just sounded really big, man. It just sounded like what this album was, you know what I'm saying? Every time they collaborate, it's always dope.
Correct.
Like I like them to like
they got a
Snoop
nice
and Dre.
little,
Yeah, man, for
they got
sure.
some energy together.
Right off top, that's the first thing that I think, man.
Okay.
What jumps out to you as far as collaborators?
Jay-Z, I wouldn't say was in the box, but he was in a certain bag leading up to Watch the Throne and this album.
Yeah.
I think with Ye, he pushed Jay to new heights that really propelled him to make the 444s later.
Yep.
Got off the corner. He got off the, rolling up on dubbies and that type style.
Not saying more that introspective.
It's just he was more vulnerable, I guess would be a little bit more correct. What some of the things he was going through that maybe don't sound so cool on the record. So that really kind of touched me with Hov. Just, even just two verses, it told you a lot about what he was going through and, how he was navigating.
And it's like me and you talked about it too. Like a lot of collaborators was on 2 songs. Cudi on 2 songs. Jay on 2 songs.
Dark night feeling, how you be a hero, but live long enough to see yourself become a villain.
There's always 2 sides of even us. Like, you may be a nun on Sunday, but you might eat a little pork on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
So there's still
it's just kind of a human thing.
It's a human thing.
I
think he embodied that. And like you said, if you got Jay on 2 songs, you got Push on 2 songs, you got Kid Cudi on 2 songs, you got Nicki on the intro, as well as Monster. It's just really everything.
Rick Ross had 2. He on 2 songs.
Rick Ross is on a hook, and then he's killing it on another one.
Yeah,
man.
Chief, as far as collaborators, right? Like, cause you know me, I'm a music guy,
right?
And I always gonna think about the musicians. So I want to give some of the musicians some love. I mean, longtime collaborators of Ye, Mike Dean, Jeff, Ken Lewis. They really showed their ass, bro. And like a lot of people talk about so many people going to Hawaii. We heard RZA tell the stories. We heard Raekwon.
For him to be so talented, genius level,
I think that's the producer in him.
Yeah, but what does it say? Because think about, the thing now is you can't have a ghostwriter.
Yeah.
You got to make your own beats. He invited people to his world and they bodied it, bro. So what does that say for him as a leader to make a project like this and bring like-minded people.
To be honest, bro, I don't think it says anything because if you know this thing that we do, it's been going on since Motown.
Right.
No one man is like
smoking
unless you fucking Prince or somebody like, and it's only
do it all.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. So
it's only a few Jermaine.
I feel like but I understand what you're saying though because he didn't get the criticism that other artists who have helped did, but
correct.
Neither does Dr. Dre or Puffy.
Facts.
And with Kanye, I think him being a producer is why he don't. People know he right, 1, and then 2, I think him being a producer kind of gives him that leeway a little bit to where people ain't so critical. Like even myself, I'm not really that critical on Ye when it comes to that because I know he's going into it trying to make records like Smokey and Motown and you know what I mean? So I understand, I get it.
What he did is basically say, hey, this is Ye. This is what I'm going through.
Mm-hmm.
Embody your best work and shine through me. The music, the rhymes, the bridges, the melodies, the drums, the pianos.
Yeah.
So I think that is a really, really good point.
I mean, like
Ye,
Mike Dean being so heavily felt on that album.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
He made
like,
his mark.
Man, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't, like, you know, Ye could chop up samples all day by itself, but when you start collaborating, and that's why I think 808s and this album is so special because it's so much of original ideas.
Absolutely.
When you add those original ideas, it take it to another level. Even the thought process of recreating samples instead of sampling.
Correct.
Dr. Dre was doing that a long time ago. People couldn't understand why they could feel that bass so heavy, or why the synth and everything, because he's mixing the vocals separate, he mixing the drums separate, so he had a quality that
goes into
you know what I mean. But
hits.
but the real music lovers and producers to follow him, they wouldn't got the information and realize what he was doing.
So let's go here for a minute, and you know this is barbershop talk right now, but you got the feature from Push and Jay and Nicki and Rick. And you got the rhymes from Cudi and what's the man, Malik Yusef?
Malik Yusef, he's credited on like
Saha. Remember
Saha
was on it?
Yep.
You know, he's a beast.
Yep. Saha is a beast, a writer.
Besides Ye, who's the main attraction, who had the best verse? You got the Nicki Monster.
Yeah.
You got the So Appalled.
Chief, you really want me to say it?
We want to go there, man. What do you think, man?
I think Nicki Minaj had the best verse on the album and the best verse of the decade.
Best verse of the album.
From 2010 to 2020 is arguably the greatest verse. Seriously, bro. I mean, you got the Control verse up there.
Yeah.
But it's up there. For her to rap at that level, being so new, with all the different voice inflections and all the stuff she did on that record with Hove, Rick Ross, Kanye West.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why she has her place.
That's a dope perspective. I wouldn't even expect you to go Nicki.
But Rick Ross' verse, a lot of people consider that his greatest verse as well, and it was incredible.
He went off. He went in.
It was incredible. To follow up 4 minutes of what Ye was doing on that record.
He did his thing.
Devil in a Dress, and then that verse was just incredible.
I think that's your best work, man, like in reference to anything. As an athlete, if you go 8 for 12 or whatever, that's good. Let's do it 11 for 12. But we shoot for 12 for 12. You got to shoot for the
every
excellence.
time.
So
it's only right.
I can appreciate that, you know. Definitely appreciate it. And it tells from the work that, hey, this guy said, I'm going away from Chicago. I'm getting away from ex-girlfriends. I'm getting away from people trying to blackball me. I'm going to bring in a team. From my understanding, they ate breakfast together, they prayed together, they worked out together, they hit the studio for 12 hours and did it all again for a series of weeks. So that's impressive, man, and I'm you know, definitely a student as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely a student of that work ethic and that execution of a plan. Give me some final thoughts. We talked about a few things. We talked about the Taylor Swift, which we can both agree is kind of a defining moment.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of a warning shot to people that, hey, this is me. What that led to. We talked about how he rolled out the records from the Good Fridays and what record released first, which led into, okay, now we got to hit the tours. We talked about the big concerts, Evos, and just everything that he brought into it, the aura. And we talked about, of course, the music itself, the different songs, best verses, who made this riff, who did that. And again, we talked some names, Mike Dean, Jeff Boskick, Malik Yusef,
Ken
Saha,
Lewis,
Pusha,
No
Kid
ID,
Cudi, Nicki,
RZA.
No ID, RZA, Alicia Keys, big names. Give me some final thoughts on just what this album means to you as an artist.
Final thoughts, Chief, like when you said that, this is where my brain go. Ye is probably the most important hip-hop artist in the history of hip-hop. And it just touched the generation in a whole different way. Because melody is key.
Yeah.
Melody is king, Chief.
No doubt.
It always will be. And Kanye knows this. You even learn the alphabets and melody. You know what I'm saying? You learn your ABCs singing them.
That's right.
So 808s and Heartbreaks just open up the door for artists to like, I could really go there. I could really try to make a real album that stadiums could sing.
Piggyback off to what you're saying, I think it really just challenges artists, man, to be themselves.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times when you make an album or a record, it's really for a certain people or a certain mindset or certain numbers.
Yeah.
So it's already, preconditions and things already.
Not for sure, but what I was trying to say, Chief, is like without the All Falls Down and Jesus Walks, we don't get
that's true.
J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, and Drake. I mean, let's just call a spade, bro. If you wasn't a gangster rapper in hip hop, you could never be the top dog. When Kanye West outsold 50 Cent, it was the changing of the guard.
Definitely.
So from that point on, now he has all these people that's inspired by him. He has to keep recreating himself. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was like, the bar was here, now the bar's on the moon.
That's gone.
You know what I'm saying? That and
I could vouch for
that 5-album run from Ye it's incredible, bro.
Definitely.
But his whole discography is one of the best in music history. So that My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasies, for me, bro, I always tell you this, Chief. It's pretty much every genre on the album.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
All
As a
in one.
music lover, man, it's the thriller of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel about, and that's why it's so high on this list with Vinyl Vibes. So high on this list with Vinyl Vibes, bro, because it's genreless. You know what I mean? It's just great music,
Timeless.
bro. Yeah, timeless, genreless, great music, man. And it's like, I'm just happy that we can look back at this album and review it and have a platform to express how we see it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Which is appreciation from different views.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely agree. When you have an album that can kind of be a hip hop album, but with so much bigger, I think that's definitely where you want to go, because hip hop is everybody. It's not the same.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, so before, when you make a record, it's just mainly for the hood. But he already was, like you said, the Jesus Walks and all those records.
From the gate.
Yeah, that's him.
Mm-hmm.
So he just really, kind of put his stamp in the door. This is the new standard, pretty much, is what I say, man.
And again, Vinyl Vibes, man, this gonna be a ride. So I hope y'all loving where we going with this so far. But we gonna go all over the place, Chief. We even gonna have different guests.
Definitely.
If you guys want some merch, you can hit me and Chief up. We got the Vinyl Vibe T-shirts going right now.
Vibes.
So, man, it's just going to be a beautiful thing, man. Along with so many other things that we're going to do. We ain't going to really blend it too much, Chief. Vinyl Vibes is Vinyl Vibes. And we're going to continue to break these albums down and take our viewers on the ride, man.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate you, my boy.
Thank you, King.
Episode 2 is wrapped up, man.
It's a wrap, bro.
Let's get it, baby.
Appreciate